In 2026, a strange ghost is haunting our social media feeds. We see them everywhere. Women in pastoral landscapes, romanticizing domestic submission, trading the corporate ladder for the quietude of traditional roles. They call it a choice. They call it empowerment. But this specific brand of choice, feminism, the freedom to choose a high-control, traditional life, isn't new. 20 years ago, a teenage girl in the rainy town of Forks, Washington, became the ultimate blueprint for this modern paradox, Bella Swan. For 2 decades, she's been the punching bag of feminist critique, labeled a passive pick-me who traded her soul for a possessive boyfriend. But what if we've been reading her wrong? In an era of unhinged heroines and the female rage aesthetic, Bella's desperate, singular pursuit of Edward Cullen looks less like a teenage crush and more like a calculated, aggressive life strategy. Today, we're deconstructing the dark reality behind her immortality. Is Bella Swan a radical icon of agency or the ultimate cautionary tale of patriarchal seduction? Let's dive into the high price of forever. The most common critique of Bella is her passivity. She's often portrayed as a leaf in the wind, moved only by the supernatural forces around her. But if you look closer, Bella isn't the prey. She is the hunter. From the moment she smells the ozone on Edward's skin, Bella makes a proactive decision. In the mundane gray world of humanity, she is an outsider. She views her own human frailty not with grace, but with contempt. For Bella, Edward isn't just a man, he is an exit strategy. Think about it, she doesn't just fall for a vampire. She aggressively pursues the transformation. While Edward plays the role of the reluctant, chivalrous protector, gatekeeping her humanity under the guise of saving her soul, Bella is the one pushing the boundaries. She uses her own mortality as a bargaining chip, putting herself in constant danger to force his hand. This is what we might call the agency of obsession. In the 2020s, we've started to reframe unhinged female behavior as a form of protest. Bella's refusal to accept a normal life, a life of college, career, and aging, is a radical rejection of the human condition. She doesn't want to be a strong female led in a human world that offers her nothing but mediocrity. She wants the unlife. But here is the sting. Is it truly agency if the only path you choose leads to the total erasure of your identity? By choosing the Cullens, she chooses to die to the world. She erases her past, her family, and her biological future. She wins the game, but only by burning the board. If Bella is the one hunting for a way out, Edward Cullen is the architect of the cage she's trying to enter. In the Twilight mythos, Edward's refusal to change Bella is framed as the ultimate act of chivalry, a selfless attempt to preserve her soul. But through a modern lens, this looks less like protection and more like a classic paternalistic control. Edward is the ultimate gatekeeper. He decides what is best for her, often against her explicit wishes. He disables her vehicle to keep her from visiting friends. He watches her sleep without her knowledge. He effectively infantilizes her under the banner of safety. But the most insidious part of this blueprint is the suffering requirement. Bella doesn't just get immortality. The narrative forces her to prove her worth through a gauntlet of pain. In Breaking Dawn, the transformation is only granted after she endures a pregnancy that literally shatters her body from the inside out. It is a disturbing trade-off. To achieve the status of a supernatural goddess, she must first survive the ultimate female sacrifice of childbirth. The story rewards her total submission to this agonizing process with the prize of eternal beauty and power. It reinforces a dangerous trope that a woman's power is only legitimate if it is earned through suffering and sanctioned by a dominant male figure. By the time the venom finally hits her heart, the Bella we knew is gone. She has been molded into the perfect Cullen, a beautiful, powerful, but fundamentally tethered extension of Edward's world. This brings us to the most uncomfortable realization of 2026. Why does Bella's journey feel so relevant again? Because we are living in the era of the stay-at-home girlfriend and the Tradwife aesthetic. On social media, we see a growing movement of women who, much like Bella, are choosing to opt out of the girl boss rat race. They are choosing a life of domesticity, financial dependence, and traditional roles. They call it choice feminism. The idea that any choice a woman makes is feminist simply because she chose it. But Bella's story asks the hard question: is a choice truly empowering if the system around you makes it the only viable way to feel special or safe? Bella looks at the human world, the world of college debt, mundane jobs, and the messy reality of aging, and she says no thanks. She chooses the Cullen Coven because it offers a shortcut to status and security. It's the ultimate 2026 fantasy. Total financial freedom, eternal youth, and a powerful protector, all in exchange for your individual autonomy. We critique Bella for being weak, but perhaps she was just a radical pragmatist. She saw a world that didn't value her as a human girl and decided to become a monster instead. But in doing so, she became the ultimate consumer of a patriarchal dream. She didn't break the glass ceiling. She just moved into a mansion built of glass and let Edward lock the door. There is a haunting finality to the Twilight ending that often gets buried under the glitter of the happily ever after. Bella gets everything she asked for: the husband, the child, the power, and the immortality. But to get there, she had to commit a form of social suicide. The Cullen transformation is a metaphor for the death of the self. Think about what Bella leaves behind. She doesn't just leave her mortality. She leaves the very things that make a human life meaningful: the shared experience of time, the messy reality of grief, and the connection to her own history. In the final chapters, Bella's relationship with her father, Charlie, becomes a pantomime. She can never truly be his daughter again. She is a predator mimicking a girl. This is the high price of forever. To achieve the romantic ideal, she had to erase her fundamental nature. Psychologically, this mirrors the experience of individuals who enter high-control emotional environments or soulmate dynamics that require the systematic destruction of outside ties. Bella's victory is total, but it is also lonely. She has ascended to a golden cage where the only person who can truly understand her is the person she sacrificed everything to be with. It's a closed loop, a romantic vacuum where growth is impossible because change is no longer allowed. So where does this leave us in 2026? If we look at Bella Swan through the lens of a strong female lead, she is a failure. But if you look at her as a woman navigating a world that offers her very little real power, her story becomes much more complex. Bella wasn't a victim of a vampire. She was a victim of a narrative that told her a woman's ultimate goal is to find a gatekeeper and prove her worth through sacrifice. Her proactive pursuit of Edward was a desperate grab for a seat at the table of the elite, even if that seat required her to stop breathing. Is she a feminist icon of agency? In a dark, twisted way, perhaps? She knew what she wanted, and she burned her world down to get it. But as we see the rise of the Tradwife and the return of domestic surrender in our own digital age, Bella Swan serves as a vital cautionary tale. She reminds us that the most dangerous seduction isn't the monster in the woods. It's the idea that we can only be powerful, beautiful, and safe by giving up our autonomy to someone else. Bella Swan won her battle. She got her forever. But as the screen fades to black, we're left to wonder, if you have to die to yourself to live happily ever after, is it really a victory? Or is it just a very beautiful, very permanent surrender? What do you think? Is Bella's choice a form of radical empowerment or the ultimate patriarchal trap? And do you see her influence in the Tradwife trends of today? Let's deconstruct this in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the darker side of romance, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel.